Hi, I'm Steve Dudash at IHT Wealth Management. Welcome to this week's Wealthcast. So I had the privilege or honor or whatever you want to look at it as I was quoted in the front page of the Wall Street Journal yesterday. And I've been in the Wall Street Journal a few other times, but this is the first time I was on the front page, so I thought that was pretty fun. But what I think you guys would care more about is what we were specifically being asked around. And before we get too deep in this, let me just start off with this again. I've said it before, but I say it again. I do not care for politics really at all. I do not care for the hard right or the hard left or anything in between. Everything that we're talking about now is void of political beliefs, and it's just more about what matters to your financial future. I am not pointing blame at anyone. I'm just talking about what it means to you and my money. The Trump investigation looks like it's going to begin. It looks like there's a new independent counsel that's going to be looking into it. And that's what the Wall Street Journal was asking us about, and that's where our biggest concern lies moving forward. If you remember in the 90s, they investigated Bill Clinton when he was the president, and it started in one little sliver of his background, and over a 4-year period pretty much encompassed everything in his background you could possibly imagine, including some bad things that he might have done with interns. That being said, they're starting the same process with Trump. This is quickly becoming not so much a political thing, but a legal thing. And once it gets into the legal world, there's different rules that apply. Political world's nonsense. Legal rules, they're going to start looking at all of his business entities to see if it's possible that he had any commingling of funds or influence or whether it's Russia or not, who cares, things that were going on in there that might not have been on the up and up. And my concern, a lot of people's concerns are, in all of those hundreds of businesses that he's a part of, is there any gray area in any of them that ever took place? Is there ever any backroom deals that might have happened? Again, Russia or no Russia. Odds are there might have been somewhere, over hundreds of businesses, something that would have taken place. And again, not placing blame, but what does that mean to you? That means you have to stop. You have to take your head out of the sand. I don't care if you're pro-Trump or you're against Trump, don't care at all. But when you're looking at your money or your financials, or you're working with advisors who are looking at your monies and financials, you got to be able to take your head out of the sand and look at what the real world situation is right now, not what it was 5 years ago or the past 5 years, but what it's going to be for the next 5 years. And are you positioned correctly today, given the path that we might be on right now? And specifically when we were in the Journal yesterday, we were talking about more defensive strategies, options, things that can potentially add more protection for people's portfolios for the right client who can, the right risk tolerance and things along those lines. So what I'm going to ask you is, are you currently working with an advisor group that is asked for their opinion on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, or is asked and looked as professionals in this field, or is able to back out of the political end of the spectrum and just come at you with a pure mathematical financial world at it? Those are the things you need to be asking yourself. Whether you're working with an advisor or not, if you're on your own, ask yourself, are you able to do that with your portfolio? Because it's going to matter. It's going to matter in the next couple of years, that's for sure. So I hope this helps, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks.